Oh, how embarrassing. You caught me fishing. Well, welcome back to another video. That's not what this video is about. Today we're going to talk about the Hallowed dimension, and the first portal is the Googarum portal. This is the easiest portal, so if you're trying to go as high as possible to get as much rank points as possible, this is the one that you want to farm. The composition for the team is going to be best if you have a bait tank in the front, that is somebody who's really tanky with low stamina. So all of the attacks that attack the weakest enemy will go towards him. You want to have a standard DPS character, so I'm a big fan of Arsenal. There's not a lot of proccing when you hit an enemy, shielding that you're going to have to go against, and healing that you're going to have to go against, so Arsenal with the 5-hit will be fine, and then you want a nice little meat shield in the back because there is a good amount of attack furthest skills in here, and there's a little bit of attack random and attack target. So having an extra redirect in the group is going to make things a lot easier. So let's start off with the Clows. That is the guy in the back. Basically, it is the Goose with a reskin of a cloudy kind of situation going on here. He has an attack random skill and an attack furthest skill, which is why we are running the composition that we are running. But if you want, you can snipe him out, but my goal is to try to run the highest portal I can do, completely auto, no potions, nothing. Now the guy in the front is Findolo. He's got some evade, he is a healer, so he can heal target, he can spread heal, but he's got an attack weakest, which is why we're running a bait tank. So not a big deal there, not too worried about him. He is the only guy that can proc when you hit him, but since it's only him, you're not worried about it. Like I said, Arsenal with 5-hit is going to be just fine here. The guy with the little green stuff on his head is Brimbino. He is the mount for this portal. He is a DPS familiar. He's got attack furthest, damage all, attack target. Again, that's why we're running the composition we're running. This is the goblin for the expedition, so this is Claudius. He can attack target, weakest and strongest, and not a real big deal here. He's not a great fusion to get, but, you know, whatever. Another enemy in the raid, not a big deal. The point of this video isn't so that you have to kind of remember all of the attacks, because that kind of info is overwhelming. As long as you come in here with a good team composition, you should be good to go. If you are having difficulty, you should drop down the level a little bit, maybe like 25 points or so, until you can auto it and just go from there. But if you want to manual it, the only thing that I would really do in this entire run would be to snipe out the Clouds guys, the C-L-O-U-Z. Clows, basically the Goose. Get them out of there so you're not sniping your DPS. You could run 2 DPS in here and 1 tank, but you're going to probably have to throw a couple potions in there, and it's really not worth your time. I did some testing when I was running 2 DPS, and I found that my auto level was closer to 900 without any potions, but if I threw a tank in the back, then I was able to do over 1,000 easily enough. So not a big deal. So we've talked about everybody except for Goog. Goog is the schematic that you want to get from here. There's 2 main reasons to farm this portal. One is for Googarum, because he's a pretty good healing familiar, and I've talked about him in previous videos. The second one is to get the Aberrance Bow. So the Aberrance Bow is one of the best weapons for DPS players. It can still fit into sets. The only downside is there's not a lot of sets that don't have a main hand with them. The only one that I can think of right now is the Inferno set, which is falling out of favor because Inferno, the damage bonus doesn't affect your pet proc, and we're not going to get into that, but it's much less popular right now. You could run the Aberrance Bow with the World Boss set and just not use the World Boss weapon. That would be an option too. So that's another build if you don't have a Star Weaver. Maybe you're a tank player and you already have the World Boss 10 set, the Apocalypse set, and you just want a weapon that you can throw on if you have to swap to DPS. You know, maybe you're doing like a World Boss or something like that, or maybe you need to switch it up in GVG. So it is a good weapon to have. It's a cool skin, and it's got great skills. So depending, I might throw up the infographic of that on the screen. But if not, just check out my previous video. I'll go over all of the Hallowed loot. But here we go. So easy peasy again. If you want to farm the highest rank of the portals to get the most rank points for your own contribution, and maybe you're trying to help your guild out, get some more guild points. If there's nothing that you want in this entire expedition, this is the portal to farm. A lot of people, maybe like tank players or such, they'll say that there's not a lot of good tank gear in here. I don't want anything. This expedition isn't for me. But Expedition gives a ton of experience, so a worst case scenario, at least you're getting a ton of experience. It's close to either a dungeon or to Gauntlet. Expedition gives great experience, so you're getting that for free. Invasion gives almost no experience whatsoever, so one of the benefits here. Alright, this is Googarum, so he's got Empower Chance. He's a pretty good familiar. Hopefully they'll kind of take his stamina down a little bit, because it's kind of ridiculous right now. But he's got Damage All skill, and he can proc shields when he hits. He's got a spread heal, so he's a healer. He can hit the weakest. He can attack a target enemy. But again, if you have a good composition going into this, then you're not going to have any problems with him. But he also looks cool, so there you go. He was actually one of my backup familiars that I was going for back when I used Waccoms before they had augments. And he would still be on the table, but he's got around, I think it's 30% stamina, which means for my main character, he's got like 1800 stamina, which actually puts him at more stamina than the meat shield tank that I use in my raids. But this is the boss. We've kind of rambled about everything. I'll show the rest of the portals, and those videos will be going up. But as always, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.